Okay, firstly we're gonna do the practical one. In the practical one we have a couple of parts to create. The first three examples are just for generic computer skills, basically to how to generate a folder, how to create a screen grab and this type of activities. If you already know these features, you don't need to do that. Practical 1.4 is the online tutorial which is available in Solidworks, so I strongly recommend you to do this practical, and we're gonna start from practical 1.5. To do so, firstly open the Solidworks. So when you open the Solidworks, firstly you need to click File, then click New, and you will see three options, namely Part Assembly and Drawing, and in here you're gonna select the part. If you are using the Solidworks first time, before seeing this window, you might see a window regarding to the units. Please make sure that always the millimeter, gram and second is selected under the units. So click OK. Let me just put it here. So we are starting from practical 1.5. It's basically about drawing a single line. To do so, we're gonna select any plane. So we have front, top and right plane. In this case I'm selecting the front plane. So click on the plane, and under the sketch click on the line. As I explained in the class, you always need to start from the origin. Click origin, move your cursor and click again. Then click on the smart dimension, select on the line and click here. Now you need to enter the value of the length of the line, which is 100 mil in this case. If your unit system is wrong, you need to go tools, you need to go file properties. Is that you need to go options here, document properties and units, and in here make sure that always millimeter, gram and second is selected. So that's the first exercise. After completing that, you need to click File and Save As, and just generate a folder. Let's say week 1, and save your part as practical 1.5, right? So it's saved. Then close this one. In the second exercise, which is practical 1.6, it's about drawing of a rectangle of 75 millimeter by 125 millimeter. Again, we're gonna click on File and New Part and select the part, then click OK. Now let's select the front plane, and we have rectangle options in here. Let's say you can select any of these, but better to use the corner rectangle in this case. Select the origin and draw your rectangle. After that, use the smart dimension to assign the diameters, which is 75 by 125. Okay. Another option you can use is the center rectangle. In this case, you just need to define a rectangle and then assign the values which is 75 by 125. Okay, but as you can see, it's not fully defined as I explained in the class, because its distance from the origin haven't been given. So to make it fully defined, just properly define its distances from the origin. Now it's fully defined. Anyway, this is not the part of the assessment, so you don't need to do that. After that, you need to go File, Save As, and save this one as Practical 1.6. If you regularly save your assignments, it will be good for you. In the Practical 7, we're gonna generate a part. So click File, New, and select the part here, and click OK. I'm selecting the front plane, but you can select any of the planes. Click the front plane and start from the line. So that's the origin. Always start from origin and start here. This is the first line. Its length is 100 mil. Then another line whose length is 150 mil. Another line in here. You just move, as you can see when it aligns to the other line. So it's already 150. So we don't need to dimension this one. So this one here is 50 mil, and go down another 50, another 50 mil here, move up, oops, sorry, just if you make a mistake, just select and hit the delete from your keyboard. Select this one and move it up, and here. As you can see, it's not fully defined because these distances haven't been defined from the origin. So click the origin and this point and define its distance from origin. And now, as you can see, your sketch is now fully defined. After doing it, the next step is to increase the thickness by 15 mil. To do so, firstly, let's rotate the part a little bit. You can use the middle button of the mouse so that you can rotate. And then under the features, click extrude, and in here under the blind, type 15 mil. And now we have generated our first solid part. In order to check the mass of this part, you need to go evaluate here, and the mass properties. If the mass of your part is 187.5 gram, then which means that your part has been created properly. And after completing that, just save this part as practical 1.7. Okay, in the practical 1.8, we're gonna modify the part. Let me just move it here. So as you can see here, we're just gonna make it a little bit shorter. So firstly, let's save this part as practical 1.8 because it's quite similar. Firstly, let's change the view using this button and get the front view so that we can see the part from the front. The next bit is click this arrow and right click on sketch. In here, as you can see, this distance is now 50. Just double click on it and make it 30, and click this button to return to the part. So as you can see, we have changed the part a little bit. Now in order to check the mass, just go click evaluate and the mass properties. The mass of the part is now 202.5. So if this is the mass of your part, which means your part is correct. So just click the save button, and this is practical 1.8. In the practical 1.9, it just says increase the thickness to 20 mil instead of 15. So if you just click on here, you can see the thickness is 15. In order to change the thickness, it's a feature property. You need to right click and click on edit feature. So now as you can see here is 15. You just need to change it as 20. When we change it, the mass of the part should increase. It's increase, and it's now 270. Now the next bit is to click the file and click save as practical 1.9. Okay, that's the part, and let's close this one. The last part is a little bit different. In this part, first we're gonna create this sketch and then extrude the part to generate this one, and after that we're gonna edit this part to give it a mesh, basically. So let's start. File, new, again the part. Here select the front plane and click on the sketch. As I said, always start from the origin to avoid any problems. So here firstly let's go up, which is 25 mil, and then turn right to 10 mil, then another 10 to up, yep, and then click on here and move through here. Now it's automatically 10, so you don't need to do anything. Next bit is draw another line of 25 mil, so you can zoom in and out using the scroll. The next step is let's start from here. So this should be 25 mil. Another line, move up by 7 mil. Another line this direction, and this one is 100. Just zoom it out so that you can see what's happening. Then move it down another 7. Then here another 25. So I just want to show something in here. As you can see, it's 150. And if you want to assign another 150 from here to here, you can make it now fully defined. But let's say you want to define it again. So what's going to happen is that you're going to see an error message, okay, because you cannot use 2 dimensions for one line, so that's why it gives this error. So that's something you need to be careful about. The next bit is to draw it by 5 mil. Yeah, let's go up here. This is basically, sorry, this is 50. this one here is 15, and this one here is 30, and this one here is another 15. Yep. Now you need to draw a line from here. I will now explain, and another line from here to here randomly. As you can see, this is fully defined, so which means that this one is fixed, but this is not fully defined. Now the next step is you need to just draw a center line from here and use the smart dimension, then click this and this, so we have an angle now. Once you change the angle, as you can see, it automatically changes and becomes fully defined. So this is important. Just want to show you something. Let's say this is not fully defined, alright, and you don't have this one. What's gonna happen is sometimes so as you can see, sorry, this is 40. Alright, so these two lines should be fully defined, otherwise in some cases instead of this line might move, so this is not what we want. So that's why it is always better to make it fully defined. Now in order to get rid of the rest, you need to use the trim. Click the trim, left click and hold, so this shadow basically cut whatever it touches between 2 points. So we have 2 here, and the next bit is hang on, I think we have made a mistake. So as you can see, if it is 10, so this shouldn't be 25, it should be 20. Yep, sorry about that. So because it's 20, 20, 40 plus 10, 50, so this should be 50. Yep. And the next bit is drawing the circles. So just draw 2 circles, one in here, one in here. Click the smart dimension and type the diameter as 10 and 20 mil. The next step is smart dimension and select the center of the circle and this one, and assign this value to 10 mil, and another from here, and this is 25. Okay, as for this one, it's from here to here should be 20, and from here to this one here should be 45 mil. So as you can see here, my part is fully defined, so it's ready to get extruded. So click the features, and the thickness is given here as 10 mil, and my part is now ready. You need to right click here and edit the material and change the material as plastic ABC, apply and close. So now my part has the features of the plastic. So if you click evaluate and mass properties, the mass of the part should be around 51.08. So that should be the correct answer. Then the next step is you need to go to the Save It website. weekly task we have check mass quizzes. Just preview quiz, and here you just need to write the mass values you have found. So just click something in here and click next and submit and finish. So as you can see here, if your mass is correct, you will see a green tick. If it's wrong, you can see a red tick, so red cross. Using this quiz, you can check if everything is done properly. Okay, so that's the first week's practical. Thank you.